Okay, now that Trinity got the correct recording. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Geeks Behaving Badly. I believe we are on episode 12. I'm your host, Trinity, and joining me are my best friends, Frank
Nope.
and Vetcos.
Hello.
And boy, do we have a lot to talk about because we didn't record last week because Frank was on a trip, which Frank will be talking about in this episode.
Oh, yes.
I was getting drunk.
And Vet was getting drunk and doing other things. I don't know if he feels like sharing that or not. And then evidently this weekend I was figuring out the mental issues of my father, so you know.
All in a day's work, you know.
Yeah.
Right? It's been a very eventful couple of weeks, days, whatever.
Time.
It's been a thing.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say. It's been a thing. Oh, I forgot to tell you, Frank. I'll just say on the podcast. I got a new snack cart. I like this one much better. For my office. Oh, and we got a mini
Oh, yeah.
fridge.
Snack cart. Oh my god, I didn't even understand what you just said. I was like,
Snack cart. Snacks for tiny human.
I know. I was just like,
Yeah.
I just heard you said it so fast. I'm like, snack car. Is that like
Snack cart.
NASCAR, but like Ohio thing or something?
Sure. Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
So, and we also got a new mini fridge, so that was cool too.
And hopefully, we got thunderstorms right now, so hopefully the rumbling doesn't pick up on
I don't
it.
hear anything.
Don't hear.
Okay.
Don't hear
If you
background.
have if you go to the settings in your voice and video, if you have crisp on, we won't hear anything. You guys
Yeah,
aren't
no.
even gonna hear the AC unit behind me.
Yeah, no, I think I've got it on the ambient.
Oh, that makes sense.
Do you have it on standard or do you have it on crisp?
Um,
Definitely turn on crisp. It's the best.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's on crisp.
There you go. We won't hear anything, so you're
Yep.
good. I learned that the hard way. Gonzo and I recorded a whole D&D episode, and I switched it to the standard Discord setting. Yeah, that was a mistake. It picked up everything.
What's your mic set on? Crispy? Okay.
So, who wants to go first with stories?
Mine might take a while, so go ahead, Vet.
Oh, shit. Where do I begin?
Shit. On the spot.
I don't do so well under pressure.
Oh no!
Let's see. Weekend events. Yeah, I went up to Louisville, which isn't really that much of a trip. I was hanging out with a lady friend who is the complete opposite of me in every way possible. As an extrovert, likes to socialize, all that crap. And it was definitely a struggle. And she's also a heavy drinker like me, which was possibly one of the pros. Technically, maybe. I don't know. Some people might think it's not a pro.
I don't know. When you combine that with extrovert, it can sometimes be a little.
Yeah. Oh no, like dude, every freaking day. Like we went on tours. We went to not I want to say fancy, but like uh well populated restaurants. Like they were
Yeah. Extrovert drinkers want to do stuff.
yes. And me, I'm an introvert drinker. Like I like to sit on my ass and do absolutely nothing. So it was definitely rough. And she was also I don't know if you subscribe to this philosophy or this belief, Frank. There is science behind it, but some people don't like to follow that. When women get older, their sex drive goes up.
Yep.
Typically. And with us guys, ours kind of peters off. Not saying that it's for everyone, just it's common.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this was a perfect representation of that belief because holy shit, I literally had to like come up with excuses not to have sex. I was like, I don't feel it. Like I felt like I was the woman in the relationship. Oh, I have a headache.
I have a headache.
And I'm like, I felt really bad, but I'm like, God damn, like it was nonstop. Like I had to go twice a day. I'm like, you do realize, you know, I'm old. I'm army old. That's even worse. And you're just going crazy. I'm like, thank God we were drunk half the time. So I'm like, I could just blame it on, oh, I'm just too drunk.
Or just
Like-
pretend that you did and be like, yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
And she just passed out, you know.
Yeah, it was interesting. But I walked away from that with 8 bottles of liquor.
Oh, I thought you were going to say 8 bottles of something else.
No, that was I can tell you that my soul was drained out of me from that. Like,
Is it sad that it's like when we were younger, we'd be like,
oh
that's like you're a god. That's the dream.
yeah, it's the dream to have it like twice a day, 3 times a day, blah blah blah. And then it's like
Yeah.
as you get older, it's like not only does your body like can't do it because the production of the hormones and the
Oh, yeah.
fluid and everything, but also you just get old. So it's like, oh, my hips hurt. Like I actually woke up and like my hip flexors are in pain,
Yep.
and I'm like, this sucks.
Well, that's when you
Why
just
did
let her,
this? Why did this
that's when
have
you
to
just let her
happen?
go for a ride.
I did, and it still hurt.
It still hurt.
This horse is about to get taken out to pasture. You're about to have to take the shotgun out and take care of me. I'm like, holy shit, woman.
Oh, that's too funny.
I mean, I'm not complaining. Of course, next month I'm going to DC. I'm going to see her again. But now I have preparation. Like I went into this thinking all the talk, all the bluster that she was saying, I thought she was kind of like full of herself.
Yep.
I was wrong.
Nope. Now you gotta.
Now I'm gonna have to take like yoga, like to stretch
let's say
myself
sorry.
out.
Yes.
Fucking shit
Like
tons
a
of like
pre-workout shake.
exactly. It's like hold on. I gotta take this 30 minutes before.
Yep. Oh shit.
Not that. I don't need that. I don't think. I think that was
Oh,
just
okay.
because of alcohol. I thought though. I was like, do I finally have that? Has it finally struck me? And then it's like, when I wasn't drunk, I'm like, oh no, it works.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, so purely alcohol-induced ED. Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
I can deal with that. Yeah, it was literally like 2 days of experimenting. Like, what's the right combination of the amount of alcohol to performance?
Right.
Oh my god, it was
While we're talking, since
Oh.
Frank keeps sending me pictures, I'm gonna try to figure out how to make us an Instagram because we still don't have one yet.
Ah.
So, like, while we're telling stories, I will be
Yep.
behind the scenes making us a Instagram so I can finally post Ralph and the new kitty.
And from what it sounds like, we need to set up an OnlyFans for Vet.
No. Vet has performance anxiety in
Oh.
more ways than one, and that would
Yeah.
not help.
Speaking of OnlyFans,
Oh jeez.
Oh.
my dad was like,
Oh, he didn't find anything, did he?
no,
Okay,
he didn't know what OnlyFans was. And I was like, well, it used to not be for adult content. It used to be like Patreon. I'm like,
Yeah.
but now it's known more for adult content. He goes, oh, so that's what it is. I go, yes, Dad.
Wow.
He said he's been having bots that will that'll find him, on Instagram and shit, because they don't
Mhm.
lock down bots promoting themselves for like, join my page or whatever. And he's like, I clicked on it and he's like, I didn't know what it was. And then he was like,
Oh my. Oh
and I was
Lord.
like, I'm not paying for this.
I can find that shit for free.
He's like, exactly. He was like, some girl messaged me on Twitter. He's like, I had to delete the app. He's like, because I kept getting all these weird things asking if I wanted to see animated titties or anything like that. He's like, I could just look that up if I wanted to.
Right.
But I just started laughing. I'm like, I didn't say anything. But it's just like, no, I'm like, I use Patreon.
That sounds like
Yeah.
something my mom would say if she ever found her
But I
way
just
on.
thought it was funny. He's like, I
yeah.
didn't understand what this was. I was like, well, it's like Patreon, but now it's for porn.
Yep.
Yeah. It started out with good intentions and then it just became porn.
Right.
Isn't it like everything nowadays?
Fun little side note, actually. The what's Live PD? I don't know what it's now called, but Katie watches that where it's like they just watch live feeds of body cams.
Okay.
Of officers like pulling people over. Well, last night they pulled over a lady.
Oh, I think I saw this.
Yeah, who had her OnlyFans advertised on her back windshield.
Oh, okay. Never mind. It's not what I thought it was.
But she was taking her 2- and 3-year-old to the movies.
Oh, wow.
in that car. And I can't remember why it was because her window tint was too dark.
I wonder why it was too dark.
But
Right?
the guys, there's also a camera crew that follows some of these officers around, and so she's literally like parked in a parking spot, and the officer's talking, and so like the rear view window is facing outward, and so as they're recording the officer talking to her, it's just the big logo with her OnlyFans URL just right in the center of the screen.
Mommy
The whole
milkers
time.
or
That's too
something like that.
funny.
Yeah, I don't know. Like no shame, and the fact that now everyone knows where she lives.
Well, hey, that's yeah, advertisement. There
That's
you go.
never good, but
Yeah, which means she's probably selling something else besides just online content.
And then
right.
the other thing you got to think about is you said she had kids, so
Yep.
Right.
those kids in school are going to see that shit. It's going to pop up on social media or something,
Oh, I
and
Oh
know.
oh
yeah,
Those
my
poor
lord,
kids.
because it's like
yep.
what do you like when they're old enough to get dropped off at school? Are you dropping them off in that car?
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that would
It's like,
be.
jeez, it's like it's bad enough if you used to do
If you used to do it, yeah.
content
You
or something
still,
like that, and then
yeah.
later on, when you
You get
have
out of
kids, and then
it.
like your kids and their like friends find it. Like
Hmm.
that's always like the meme of like oh look, it's your mom, But
Well, like back in the
this
day,
was
that
like
was
10
like a
years ago.
joke.
Yeah,
It's like,
and it's
oh,
like
I bet your mom's on. I can't remember what the old school porn channels were, but Skinamax.
yeah,
I bet your mom was
Playboy.
on. But now it's like your mom very well could be on something.
Yep. I mean, there's plenty of places to find stuff.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Politics is one.
We have an Instagram. I added a photo
Woo!
of my carved pumpkin right now for the profile picture until I can send myself the logo. But but there, we have an Instagram. I know you use Instagram that I don't know how often, but I can always give you guys the information if you guys ever want to log in and add your own stuff to it.
Okay.
But
So much social media.
I
So
know, tell me. That's why I didn't want to make it, but I'm like, well,
You just triggered our old man
yeah.
hairs on the back of our neck.
I literally I have tried my best throughout my entire life to not be on social media. I got into MySpace when I was in Germany because my fiance at the time, that's how she wanted to talk. I'm like, okay, fuck it, MySpace, whatever. Didn't give a shit about it. I stuck with it until I had it, but I stuck with it until I was in North Carolina. One of my buddies was leaving, and she's like, "Oh, best way to reach me is through Facebook." I'm like, "What the fuck is Facebook? God damn!"
I
And
just figured
then
out MySpace.
I know I was like, I just got my handle on fucking MySpace. Oh, now I have to learn Facebook. And then fucking my other buddy, he's leaving. He's like, "Oh, I'm on Instagram." I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, I'm just losing my shit. Like, why do I
Yep.
have to have all these things? Same thing with fucking Twitter and fucking.
Yeah.
I was like, that's the best way to reach me. I'm like, what's so wrong with your fucking phone? Like,
Yep.
just
Right. Call it.
message, call. I don't
Yeah.
know.
And
right.
what happened to email? Like why did
And
that
the funny
replace
thing is
email?
this: like, I have all these people on my personal Facebook and Instagram. Most of them I block because I don't give a shit about their daily lives, and most of them are posting repost of other things.
Yep.
And I'm like, well, if it's like a funny meme, that's one thing, but most of them aren't funny memes. It's like, oh, this is an interesting old. It's like old people think, oh, here's an interesting little hobby or knickknack or something. I'm like, I don't care.
Honestly, on my Facebook account, I had really just all my only friends were like close friends and my family. And
Yeah.
even that was just like obnoxious.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying. So I have my personal Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and that's only for friends and family. And I blocked almost all of them.
Yep.
Like, I don't see shit that they post. And it's not because I don't care, but it's like I'm not on it enough to care. And when I do go on it, it's like it's just bombarding with, and it's not updates. It's not like, oh, this happened in my life. No, it's like, oh, here's a funny video. Here's I'm like, clearly my family and friends and I don't always have the same sense of humor.
Nope. And especially
Right.
when they start posting political shit.
Oh, don't get me started on that.
Because that was one of the reasons why I just was like,
Yeah,
I'm done.
yeah. Some of my friends and family, they post it. I don't really care. what they think. It's whatever. I know them as people, so I trust them. But it's like I just don't care to see it.
Yeah.
So,
Well, it
no.
gave me an insight as far as like the mental problem-solving capacity of some of my family members.
Yeah.
I've, just basic common sense. So I was just like, oh, you're a flat earther. Oh, okay. Well, I'm not talking to you at, Christmas parties.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll be dealing with that when when I have family come visit next month. That's going to be very interesting.
Yep. So any other sexcapade stories
Uh,
with your lady friend? Like, did she always just want to go, like, were you guys in a hotel?
yeah. Oh, I wasn't going to trust her to come to my house. I'm not that stupid.
No,
You
I
don't.
mean, like,
I'm not that.
did you guys just always go back to the hotel, or did she want to do, like,
Oh, she did.
crazy shit in public places?
Well, not really crazy shit. Nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
We went to her friend's house, which they were all Filipinos. Mind you, this woman's Thai, so there's some of that.
Mhm.
We go to her friend's house, Filipinos. They say, "Oh, we're the Mexican Asians." I'm like, "Okay, I can drink with these people. They're fun." And they get my kind of fucked up humor. On the way back, mind you, I've had 3 or 4 glasses of bourbon and whiskey with them because it's just constantly wanting me to drink. On the road, now mind you, I have a Ford Ranger, and it's bucket seats. It's not bench seats. And she's like, "Oh, how would you like to?" I'm like, "No, we're not doing that we're not doing that on the highway in my itty bitty pickup truck that I don't know how the hell your tiny body's gonna go over the center console." And I've been drinking. Like, this is just, yeah, we're not doing that. I felt a little bit bad about saying that, but I'm like, no. Like,
Or
that's
should
when
you
I
just
had.
say, well, just pull over?
Oh, thank God she didn't say that.
Yeah.
That's
Pull over, pull it out.
Yeah. It's like, do you want to deal with a wet noodle right now? Because that's what you're going to be dealing with is a wet goddamn noodle.
Why is it wet?
Limp. I don't know. I don't think of limp noodles. I think of wet noodles.
Yeah, well, limp noodles are usually wet noodles, so yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, my story's gonna be the exact opposite because mine was a guy's camping fishing weekend.
Yeah.
Or week. No sex there.
Well, I mean, there could have been.
Well, I
I mean,
mean, the fish had some pretty mouths, but they all had
right.
teeth.
You know,
Sorry, I shouldn't have laughed as hard as I did. That was just too funny.
now,
Well,
now,
the fish
Trent's
don't
thinking,
have mouths, but they have
now,
teeth.
now Trent's thinking about fucking oral sex with fish.
Yeah, right. There's a new hentai for you.
Yeah.
No thanks, I'm good.
The
Trent's good.
Barracuda.
All good. Oh man.
No, I could segue into mine now.
Okay. Now,
But yeah,
yeah,
no,
we gave you that.
Yep, that was a good segue. But no, we did it was a 7-day fly-in fishing trip up in Canada. So it was we drove 14 hours into like central Ontario, north of Superior, which is always a fun road trip, with problem is that my cousin didn't come with this year, so it was my dad and his 2 buddies, or his buddy and his buddy's brother, and so they're all in their like late 60s, early 70s, and so it's like I really don't have a lot to relate to. I mean, we all get along, and we like to do that, give each other shit.
Yeah.
Or, it's like
Guy banter.
Yeah, exactly. But it was the last thing I wanted to do because these guys are all, retired businessmen, pretty strong Republicans, and I'm just like, yeah, we're not going there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So trying to just keep a conversation going that didn't divert too political was like, all right, I'm putting my headphones in now. But no, it's a lot of fun. We've been doing this for, I don't know, 15 years.
That's cool.
We've missed a couple years here and there from, COVID or, scheduling conflicts, but we're pretty consistent every year. And yeah, it's nice because they fly you into a lake where there's a couple of cabins, a main boathouse. There's a guy on staff to if there's any problems that come up with either the motors or any medical things. But you're pretty much just given a cabin with a couple bedrooms, a kitchen, and some aluminum boats with 20 horsepower motors, and then it's like there's the lake.
Nice.
Nobody else is on it. So yeah, it was the four of us, and then there was a couple that was in the cabin next to us, and that was the only groups out there. So 6 people for a pretty large lake. It's stretched about 200 miles in at least one direction.
Damn.
And yeah, we barely scratched the surface of exploring it. But what was nice is that the cabins and where the dock was is in a channel between like a reservoir that fed into the main lake. So we're sitting in this like flowing current off the dock. And honestly, some of the best fishing was just right there. And that's where I caught that big 45-inch, 20-pound northern. He was literally just sitting at the bottom of the dock.
Easiest fish you caught?
No, it still took about 10 minutes to reel him in.
Oh, yeah.
But no, because I saw him, like my lure was about ready to come out of the water.
Mm.
And he came up to the surface, grabs it, and just swims straight down and just starts peel and drag off the reel. And he probably went halfway across the channel before he finally stopped. I think he tired out. And yeah, thank God someone was smart enough at one point to leave a big net on the dock, or else I don't know how we would have pulled this thing in. But yeah, that was the highlight of my trip. And then just being able to just go out there, catch 15, 20 walleye a day, bring back like 2 or 3, fry them up and eat them that night.
Mm.
You can't beat it.
No.
And it gets to the point where it's like we even actually brought other things to cook, like chicken and burgers, just to kind of like change it up, for a couple of the nights. We weren't eating fish every day, but I love to cook, and it's funny because my dad and his 2 buddies, it's like they're really particular when it comes to what ingredients I use. Like nobody likes onions, nobody likes garlic.
Oh my God.
And so
Oh.
the constant joke was like, all right, where's the kids' table at?
That
That's
drives
great.
me nuts. I mean, I understand. Like, I know Trinity, you have your little texture issue. I
Yeah,
have,
my
I
texture
have mine
issue.
with some food, but it's like,
I
I,
love experimenting. I love throwing just random shit
yeah.
in with things. And so I actually had to make 2 different like entrees, 1 for me and 3 for them.
Oh my Lord. You like cooking and all that stuff. I guess that makes.
Yeah. But it's like, I want, garlic and onions on, my
Yeah.
potatoes. So I'm going to make a separate batch for myself, Or I'd have to saute up like, mushrooms and peppers in a separate pan and then mix them in at the end after I've served them their food. And yeah, it made it easy to give them a lot of shit that whole week.
That's funny.
Because no matter what they threw at me, I literally was able to just, fire something right back at them. And the fact that all 3 of them are still living in Illinois, where I grew up. But I have, over the years, even though I learned how to drive in Illinois, which is synonymously known for high speeds and road rage and anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
I've purged that out of my system living in Wisconsin for the last 20 years. But it still amazes me how even at 70 years old, none of them can stand following behind a car. If it's like a single lane road going down,
Oh, yeah.
it's like and my dad's car is what we took, and it's got a cruise control with a distance trigger. So if your cruise control's set, it's got a sensor that if you approach another car, it'll just match that car's speed at a set distance. And I love it. It's the coolest thing ever for long stretches of road, because then you can kind of, take your eyes, or like drive more peripherally,
Mm-hmm.
and not have to be constantly watching the distance of the car in front of you to see if they're going to slow down or not, because the car does that automatically.
Yeah.
And so it really makes it more of a relaxed drive, but they wouldn't use it because it's like, oh, well, this guy's only going 5 over the speed limit. I got to get around him. So it's like, then we're constantly like 3 feet from their bumper, and then once the solid line turns into a dotted line, then they're NASCAR passing all these cars. It's like, are we in a hurry? Like, that's what I would say. It's like, especially when we were coming home, because I would have preferred if we just kept driving, and gotten home at like midnight.
Mm-hmm.
But no, they want to stop 3 hours from my house because they got another 2 hours for them. They want to stop 3 hours from my house to spend the night, and then just continue the next morning. Which I'm just like, I'm so close.
Yeah, so close. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's so far away. And but then on the way home, they're all like, pushing 90 miles an hour on the freeway. And it's like, and I'm like, we're not heading straight home, right? And they're like, no. Then what's the fucking hurry? Because we'll get there when we get there.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I think it's some kind of like anxiety mentality where they just can't stand to not be the front runner.
I mean,
And
I think with me, I just get lost when I drive, and I just
Yeah.
don't. I don't like purposely drive fast. I always try and go like maybe 5 miles or so over the speed limit.
Mhm.
But sometimes you get stuck in that flow of traffic, and God, I've definitely counted my times, you know, going over 90 and almost 100 miles per hour just because that's the flow of traffic.
Well, yeah, and that's why I love this cruise control feature, because luckily I don't need to use it around here because I drive like 10 to 15 minutes at a time
Mm.
wherever I'm going. But for doing those long stretches like that, I mean, it's nice because you can set it to, let's say, 80, and if you come up to a person and the speed limit most of the time was 70, and if you come up to a person doing like 76, it will get up to that set distance and it'll follow them at 76. And then if they move over, it'll bump you back up to 80 until you approach the next car. So it's like you don't even need to touch the gas pedal the entire time
Nice.
you're driving. All you got to do is just make sure you're in between the lines. And honestly, for me, it's like more relaxing because then I can really kind of focus on, oh, look at that, landscape, or I can
Hmm.
take a couple seconds to admire, these trees over here on the, left side of the car, and not have to like turn back and go, oh, this guy's braking, because the car's got that covered.
Have you ever had it where like this could be like you going to work and Gonzo usually drives you, right? You don't
Yeah, but
usually drive.
I've driven. I mean, I used to
I'm
drive
not.
a
I'm not
lot.
saying. I'm not saying you've never driven. I'm not saying that. But Trinity doesn't have a driver's license. No.
Of
She's
course not.
she's got a private chauffeur.
Yep.
Yeah. But like, have you ever driven maybe early to work or something, and you don't even remember the trip? It's only like a 20-minute drive to work, but you don't remember anything along like how you got there. Like
Oh yeah,
you were on such autopilot that you just like what the hell?
yeah. It's called zoning out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I zone out and I'm like, I'll be driving to work and I'm like, and the first thing that pops in my head, I'm like, I could have gotten into a car accident.
Yeah, you just kind of it's peripheral driving is
Yeah.
pretty much what it is. So it's like you can see like a blurry version of the path in front of you, so you
Hmm.
can keep yourself, centered in the lane. But as far as any type of specific details,
Yeah.
yeah, it's all just fuzz.
And I'm not talking about like distract drive. Like I'm not on my cell phone. I actively try not to even touch my cell phone at all while I'm driving. Hence why I have it plugged into my truck so that I can, listen to my music through my speakers. But like, I'm not texting and typing or any of that crap. I'm just literally just driving.
Oh
There
yeah,
are
and
no distractors.
it's usually like when all of a sudden you have this like deep thought moment,
Hmm.
and then you're just like, I gotta now like process this in my head.
Yep.
What was I doing? Oh, I
And
was
then
driving. Oh,
and
okay.
then all of a sudden you're pulling into the parking lot.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like your own brain goes on autopilot.
Yep. It's so weird that our bodies can do that.
Yeah, I've done that a few times.
Yeah, it's that whole muscle memory thing. Especially if it's a trip that you take constantly or like a consistent route
Hmm.
where it's like you already have
Yeah.
done it so many times you just kind of go through the motions.
Yeah. It only really happens when you're on a trip that you've done God knows how many times.
Yep. Here, I'll text you guys some more of these pictures because yeah, it it I was telling Vet I think before Trin that this trip really kind of screwed up my sleep cycle because I ended up going to bed a lot earlier because we would just wear ourselves out
Yeah.
being active the whole day, and then I'd be waking up at like 5:30 in the morning. But that's when the sun came up, and so since we were so far north, like the days were just insane long. So it's like the sun be up at 5 a.m. It wouldn't set till like 11 p.m. I didn't think I needed to put the p.m. in there part, but
Nah.
just a distinction.
Right.
But it really threw it off because even this morning, like I woke up at like I don't know 5:30. Just kind of like, all right, well, I'm up. But I was like doing stuff like this because it really helps reset my brain.
Mhm.
And I've gotten to the point now where the clinic can literally be on their own, and everyone kind of has their roles and keeps everything running. So it's like my involvement, or I guess the need for
You,
me to
your
be there,
presence. Yep.
yeah, is pretty minimal now, which is really kind of the goal I've been trying to do for the last 10 years.
It's
And
a good
so,
thing and it's a bad thing. It's like it's good because you don't need to be there and you can take a break, but then it's
yeah.
sometimes it's a bad thing. It's like, do they need me? Like, what am I supposed to be doing?
Oh no, I guarantee if I were to ever like walk through the clinic because my office is next door.
Hmm.
Whenever I walk through the clinic and somebody sees me, it's yeah, they're just like, "Oh, can I ask you something?" Or so it's like
Okay.
so they still you know
They still need you.
need
They
me
still
for
need big
stuff,
boss.
but they can handle it,
Yeah.
and that's what's nice, especially now that we have our own boat, and it's like if it's a day where it's just kind of like a average day, not too crazy of a schedule. Um, and it's like a Thursday or something like that, I'll look at the schedule and go, "You guys need me today?" And they're like, "No, we should be good." I'm like, "All right, I'm going fishing."
Nice.
And I don't think I've been able to do that really at all since the end of last year. Because yeah, now that I've got people handling all the inventory, I've got people handling all the billing stuff, um, managing the equipment. It's like, yeah, all I got to do is make sure that the bills and taxes are paid.
That's the job of a supervisor of
Oh yeah,
a boss. You do all that stuff so that they can do
yep.
their thing.
Because then I'm really just standing on standby. Then if somebody's not available to come in, then okay, then I'll step in
Yep.
and cover. So
Well, that was me when I used to work in the hospitals. You know, I I didn't shit. I hadn't done patient care in fucking forever. But whenever someone needed coverage at the front desk or whatever, yeah, I sat there and greeted people and checked them into their appointments and stuff. And I remember the last time I did patient care, all my soldiers were out at some training or whatever. I was in the clinic. We had a walk in, and I'm like, oh, I'll see the patient. You know, I did my basic intake, got the demographics, found out what was wrong with the person, and then I go and staff it with the doctor, and the doctor's looking at me like, why are you doing this? I'm like, doing what? Like briefing me on the patient? Like that's my job. Like the literal like essence of my occupation for the past at that time like 15 years has been this, and they just get so befuddled by the fact that you know someone that's in a managerial position can or is willing to do the basic work.
yep. Well, it's funny because whenever I have to step in and play, vet tech,
Hmm.
I'm usually not wearing scrubs.
Oh, okay.
I haven't worn scrubs in years, but all of our techs do.
Yeah.
And so I'm usually just wearing, a polo shirt and some khakis or something like that. Occasionally some, just a regular t-shirt if I'm, doing yard work or something. But it's funny because I'll always have to remember, oh yeah, I got to go grab my name tag because,
They need to know who you are.
yeah, I was like, some of our clients, you know, I've known for years, and so they know I'm the owner. But since I don't like parade myself around like that,
Hmm.
because I'm humble with it, and it's kind of like I don't like that recognition. I'd rather be treated like just one of the staff.
Yeah.
And so if I forget to put my name tag on, and it's a newer client, and I go into like do the initial exam and stuff, they're just like, "Who the fuck's this guy?"
I mean, that brings up a funny point. Like for me, I'm in a uniform all the time, or I was in a uniform all the time, so everyone just knows that you're the supervisor, you're the boss or whatever.
Mhm.
Now, most people don't know that the military has enlisted people in behavioral health, so they're like, yeah, this is your job. You're not a medic." No, I'm not a freaking medic. We have more professions. We have our own vet techs. One of my best supervisors was a vet tech and whatnot. But I remember I was in civilian clothes and I was giving a brief to some senior leaders, and they're like, "You are you like prior service? Because you sound like like you were a soldier." I'm like, "I am a soldier."
Yep.
It's like I can pull off looking like a normal human being. I don't have to have the military haircut and all that other bullshit.
Right. It's almost like when you go out, it's almost like the opposite effect. Like if you were to go out into public
Hmm.
in your military attire, people always assume like you're an infantryman.
Oh yeah, I hated going out in uniform. I hated it. I
Were
hated
you were you were
anyone.
you sick of hearing people say thank you for your service?
We all get sick of that. We all none of us like that.
Yep.
We appreciate it. We do. But people do not feel obligated to say it.
Yeah. Because it's like it's a nice gesture, but
Yeah.
when you
Just
hear it 30
ev-
times a day,
yeah. The only times I am extra nice about it is if it's like a kid or an old person.
yeah, because theirs is more genuine, I
Yeah.
think, than just people that feel obligated they have to come up and say it. But honestly, it's like I appreciate more what you do than the people that get sent over and it's like, here, go shoot this guy.
Well, yeah. Well, no, and like our job is to take care of those guys and their families.
Exactly. And that's
So,
really the biggest thing is that they're the ones that get really, traumatic experiences that,
Mhm.
normally they have to live with. And so it's like to be able to give them that support after the fact when they get home and say, okay, now you got to go back to society after you saw all this shit.
yep,
It's,
it's a struggle for some.
yeah.
Hey, Trent, are you going to talk? because I feel like we're dominating the conversation one more time.
No, you're good. I just listen. I was actually eating a snack. I was
Oh,
eating
of course you're snacking.
my sea creatures.
Sea creatures?
I was eating sea creatures. Yeah, they're cheddar cheese crackers that are shaped like sea creatures.
Like
So,
off-brand
yes.
goldfish or whatever it's called?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I went to the Dollar Tree. The snacks are just cheap, and I don't eat that much anyway. So I'm like, let's just
So,
get.
so are they shaped like goldfish, or are they shaped like
No, they're actually shaped like sea creatures. There's
like
like
sea
a
creatures? Okay.
whale
Like
and
is there a
like
squid in there?
a fish, and I don't know what this other one is. It looks weird. I don't know.
Like, I can
just
see that being like a funny,
Like cucumber.
bad translation.
right. I'm like, I can see a whale and a fish. That's pretty
So
much
it's
all I
like
can make out. I
like
don't know what the other one is.
we're gonna make generic goldfish, from China, but we're just gonna take whatever they called
Like,
it and then translate it, and it just
they're
translates as
not
sea
amazing,
creatures
but they're
instead of
not
goldfish.
terrible. So it's just like I just don't want to buy the
Yeah.
bags of goldfish because one, they're a little bigger than these little bags,
Yeah.
and they're a little expensive. So I'm like, I'd rather just get the smaller bags that are
Yep.
okay from the dollar store than
I was just thinking I could see the bad translation being like metal water animal instead of goldfish.
oh man, that'd be terrible.
I think it was you, Trin, that got me on a goldfish kick for a little while.
Oh, I'm obsessed with goldfish. I love
Well, I
goldfish.
love goldfish, but the problem is, and I always like to buy big bags because when I start snacking, I want to snack. I destroy my calorie intake when I snack. But I don't like, I'm not a big fan of like cheese flavored things. Like just plain cheese. I'll eat it. It's just not my favorite.
Yeah.
But you mentioned that there's spicy ones. So I went to the store and I got them. I found the Frank's hot sauce or whatever it's called.
Oh yeah,
Goldfish.
put that shit on everything sauce.
Well, yeah.
Oh, Gonzo loves those.
But and I destroy a bag in like one sitting. I just start pouring it into my mouth. I'm like, I can only assume what the caloric intake is of this right now.
Right.
That's when you just go, yep, I'm not even gonna look.
Yeah. Well, like
Yeah.
I posted a picture yesterday, because yesterday was my 20 years in the army, and I found the earliest photo of me when I was skinny. I was 140 pounds, and then I showed a picture of me just recently at almost 230 pounds. Like the army gave me 88 plus or 80 plus pounds of extra me.
That's funny.
And as much
So-
as I wish it was all muscle, nope.
So wait, you got the anti-PT body?
I definitely didn't get, like, if you looked at me when I was young, at one point I had abs. Like you could actually see abs, but excessive amounts of drinking and depression and all the fun stuff that comes with being in the military. I now have a keg.
Yep.
And now, granted, I'm not unhealthy fat, but like you could look at me like, oh, you're not fat. I'm like,
Yeah,
other people.
except if you get a physical and then they.
Oh, don't get me started on that bullshit.
Yeah.
I remember. All right, I tried.
You're obese.
I literally, I was trying to be healthy at one point in my life. Shocker. And I went to we call it like wellness centers and whatnot, and they do what's called the bod pod. So instead of doing the generic, was it body fat index,
Yes,
or body mass index? I think it is.
something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, BMI. Yeah.
Yeah, BMI. Which that's not a very accurate one. It's even worse for women, mind you. But they didn't do that. They did something called the bod pod, which is like they use air to like compress around you to find out your muscle mass and density and blah 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 blah, all the sciencey crap. Mind you, I was only at 200 pounds at that point. I wasn't where I'm at now. And I was like, okay, I'm moderately healthy. I do my PT, blah, blah, blah. No problems. I figured they would say, like, yeah, you could probably work on this a little bit, and here's some ways to help you get to your goals. That's what I thought was going to happen. Boy, was I fucking wrong. No, these fucking queefs, fucking, sorry for the excessive swearing, but this really pissed me off.
No, the fact that you just used queef
I was going to say my other favorite word,
in a
but
derogatory term is I'm gonna start doing that now.
I wanted to say my other favorite word, but I can't. I had to be nice.
Queef is actually a pretty good like
Yeah. Well,
insult
I
swear
also
word.
call people queef stains, but they said I was 1% away from being clinically obese. I'm like, no,
Yep.
you're fucking wrong. Like, I am not even remotely close to being obese. You can say I'm moderately overweight. I could, all that would have been sent. You say obese, like, no, obese is where my gut would be on my desk right now. I could not see my toes. I can see my toes. When I can't see my toes, that's when I'm obese. When I can't see my Peter, then that's
Yep.
that's the warning sign that I need to
Yep.
lose weight.
That's when you stop eating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember because it's like when I got my physical, they just used a chart based on your weight and your height.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how is that accurate? Because you're not determining the fat percentage of
No. And
muscle versus fat in your body. It's like I still remember doing like in high school they did like the little pinch in the back of the tricep.
yep,
Like
I remember that.
They pinch the skin and they got the little caliper.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's more accurate than just like using a standardized chart.
No,
for
and I would
height and
agree.
weight.
And like the army finally has kind of started going in the right direction when it comes down to this stuff. But the old school ways of body mass index for us, it was unfair for both men and women. Like you could have guys. I remember this supervisor I had. He wasn't even my supervisor, but he was a horrible leader. But he was fat, and I don't mean like he wasn't like a linebacker big, because I had friends that were linebacker big. Like they were huge, but they destroyed our physical fitness test. They were just strong as hell. But this guy, no, he was broke and just fat. But because he was fat in the right places for his height, he was fine. He never failed a height weight test. But women, I felt worse because they measure them in 3 points. One of them is their ass. And if you're either a woman that just has big hips or you're a woman that had a baby, guess what? Those hips get bigger with babies. And these women would do some crazy ass things to try and pass their test. Even though they perfectly did their PT test, they were physically strong, their uniform never looked like it was too tight, they looked proper. But because of that stupid BMI index crap, they did some stupid ass things to try and absolutely hated that shit.
Well, yeah, and especially because when you look at body shapes as well,
Mhm.
it's like, yeah. But yeah, the weight itself always bugged me because it's like you're not just distinguishing the weight of muscle versus the weight of fat.
Yeah.
So it's like, and I think even my floor scale in my bathroom had a better method where it was that electrical connectivity
Mm-hmm.
where you had the little metal plates and it would measure the electrical resonance from one foot to the other. And whatever.
How much fat it had to travel through to get to.
Exactly, yeah.
that
It's like,
sounds so
and
bad.
it's like, but when I went to get my physical, they don't have that. They still have the old school. Well, actually, no. Now it's digital, but it's like the digital scale for um, anywhere from like a 50-pound person to a 500-pound person.
I'm just picturing like you're so overweight that your scale can't get a reading because it
Right.
has to go through so much fat.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, you just reminded me.
Fat.
No, scales. So
Ah.
I had stepped on the scale that we have. I was like curious how much I
Uh-oh.
weighed before I started, walking and trying to eat right.
Did you
And
throw
the
the scale away?
scale was so messed up that it said I weighed like 1,000 pounds or something.
Oh, okay.
I was like, what the hell?
We
So I
we get that
stepped
a
off
lot.
of it and like I waited a little bit and then I tried it again and I'm like, oh, there we go.
That's funny. I was expecting it to be like I thought it was gonna be off, or you were
Like,
gonna say, "Oh yeah, there's no way I weigh 100." I don't even know how much you weigh. You're like 110
I weigh
pounds.
110 now. I was
Yeah,
actually almost 120.
yeah,
I weigh 110 now.
I was waiting for her to say it just said error.
yeah.
But it was just too funny because I was like, wait a minute.
We get that a lot with our scale at the clinic when owners weigh their dogs because they won't either wait for it to tear back to zero before they
Mm,
put the dog on there, and then like an 80-pound dog weighs 30 pounds, or they don't realize that the dog has only 3 of its 4 feet on the scale, or they fail to mention or fail to notice that their 4-year-old child is standing on the scale with the dog because
That's
they're
too
too busy
funny.
trying to get the dog to sit. And or they have a foot on there, not realizing that they're part of the weight as well.
well, I mean, like I told you, like when I took Elfman to the vet, like they had that gigantic scale that's
Yeah,
used
no,
definitely for like dogs. I'm like, is this thing gonna register him
nope,
like at all? And no, it did. It was like 0.4 something pounds.
yeah. And a lot of
And
times with ours, it's like it'll go to half a pound or like a 1 decimal place,
yeah,
but then even with that, we always say give or take 2 pounds fluctuation
well, no, and then
with it.
when I went in and they put him on like their itty bitty scale, like
Yep.
okay, that makes more sense. That's meant for you know something of his size.
Oh yeah, yeah. And
Speaking of which,
actually,
where is that
we
little
just use scales that are rated for infants.
Oh,
That's pretty much what we use. They have ones that companies have made over the years that are like small animal specific scales, and it's like you just took the infant scale and just
you're
rebranded it.
rebranding it. Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
know. Yeah,
and then they want to add an extra like $100 to it.
because it's a specialized tool. Like, no, it's not.
No, so it's like I don't even do that.
What? What? What?
I don't even buy shit like that from our distributors anymore because it's like
Name
I'll just go on Amazon.
name the science that measures only cat weight
What's that?
versus name the science that or the scientific device that can only measure cat weight or dog weight. Compared to like a human. Like, yeah, just get a generic human scale and that's fine.
Yep.
The only reason I would say I mean, there's some that obviously you have to get like for if you were to do like farm veterinary medicine. Yeah, you
Oh
need a
yeah.
big scale for that shit.
Yeah. Well, they use kind of like the similar scales that they use for like freight and luggage
Yeah.
weighing. But yeah, even with our dog scale, it's pretty much just a large rectangular
Mhm.
platform.
They look like the wheelchair
Yeah.
scales almost. Yeah.
hmm So it's a the same mechanisms as far as how the pressure sensor works. Pretty much the same build frame. The display is the same, but it says a animal specific brand name
Yeah.
and a picture of a dog on it.
The doggo weigh 5,000.
Yep.
That's funny. So I actually started working with a new coworker,
Oh yeah.
and her and I are getting along really well, which makes me really happy because, like,
Is she
when
cute?
you switch teams mid-summer, you're like, oh no, this might not work out very well. No, she is a theater head,
Oh,
so she's seen a lot
oh,
of
oh,
musicals.
a feeder head?
Yeah, someone that does theater.
Theater.
Theater. Oh, okay.
Theater.
I thought
Theater.
you said feeder, like
Theater.
Feeder. I'm like, what the fuck
No.
is a feeder head? What's
Theater.
this the
Theater.
Ohio shit?
Yeah.
And so she's seen a lot of musicals, and she's actually seen some that when I ask people if they've seen them, they just kind of look at me like I'm dumb. And she's also perverted, and she's also pan and bisexual as well. So we get along very well.
It's
Especially
amazing that
because,
people
like,
don't know
You
theater.
found your clone.
I did sort of, kind of, yes.
Is
Um,
she a little person too?
no, she's a
Oh,
little taller than me.
well, everyone's a
She's
little
got two
taller than you.
kids. Everyone's taller than me. I know. Um, but I was cleaning and I got my shirt wet, and I was like, "Oh man, I'm all wet." And she said something like, you know, "We can't do that at work," or something like that. Some perverted joke, and I was like, Oh, you're my new best friend.
Yep.
It is
You read my
funny
mind.
how like perversion or emotional damage brings people together.
Right?
Like in the military, we have our as military and medicine. It has like the most fucked up humor in general. Like I remember I was in EMT school and just the humor that we have, like I was with another soldier. Everyone else was looking at us like we were fucking psychotic. But it's like, no, this is how the military is. And, we have messed up senses of humor. We have to.
Yep.
And I can only imagine like other professions. I mean, even in your line
Yeah.
of work, Trent, the amount of crazy stuff
No.
that you can talk about that bonds you to other people in the same profession.
Or you just have to
Yeah.
laugh it off.
Yep.
Yeah, we got that
Right.
too. Because, especially dealing with, the sad stuff, we sometimes have to put, not humor spins on it, but lighter type of,
Yeah.
thought processes on them. And because, it's tough to deal with that every day.
Oh,
Right.
yeah. Yep.
A new podcast is up, but I can't remember what we talked about last time. It's been like 2 weeks.
Well, I can't remember what I was talking about last night, but that was also because of me being drunk.
I was drunk last night too. I only remember part of last night. I don't remember all
Well, I
of
bet
I
it.
had
I bet that podcast had poop talk in it.
probably.
I think it had anal talk and food talk
Yep.
and I don't know what else.
Because I just remember saying,
So I'm
or
like,
I remember hearing Vet say something about just don't stick at my ass.
right. I
Well,
can't remember like
whenever someone
anything
talks to me
else.
about sex, and I had this conversation with the Thai girl too, because she was like, "Oh, how crazy are you?" I'm like, "Okay, you're not putting shit in my ass." It's like that's
Did she
not
want?
gonna. No, she
Did she
didn't.
want
Thank
it?
God.
No, did she want it in her ass?
No, she didn't. She's also not a pooper person. I'm
Ah,
like,
okay.
that's fine.
Hey, you got something in
But
common.
I know there's number two,
Huh,
alcoholic and don't want
Yep.
stuff in her butt.
No anal.
that's
But I
too
will
funny.
say this, and here's a question for y'all. Granted, both of you are married, and I'm the only single guy here. But have you ever had a relationship with someone where their sex drive, like you looked at it, maybe because you were more mature or whatever, you're like, this is, it feels juvenile, or you felt like you were in it was just so kind of like, I don't say surreal, it was just like weird, like the way they acted. I'll preface it. Her saying like, "Oh, my kitty's wet." I'm like, "Are you? How old are you again?"
Yeah, that's
I didn't say that, but I was just like thinking that I'm like, I don't know, maybe I'm just not good at dirty talking, but I was just like, "Your kitty's wet." I know what you mean, but it's like, can't you just say I'm horny
well,
or just
that's the learning curve with the whole dating scene. As far as once people get past that stage where they're more comfortable, let's say like to fart in front of the other person,
oh yeah.
and then
Yeah.
that's when you start.
I was holding in farts like a motherfucker.
Yeah,
And
That's
I
like
had to wait
funny.
till she left the hotel room to take a shit. I was like, "Oh my god, oh my god."
yep.
I could feel the baby brewing. I'm like, "Can you fucking leave because this isn't going to be a quiet little dainty poop." But then she fucking threw me out of the goddamn water cuz she had to go to the bathroom and one of the hotels we stayed in had like no soundproofing
Oh boy.
at all, and she let it rip. I'm like, "Okay, I don't think I have to be bashful anymore. I don't have to be a gentleman because if she's going to destroy the goddamn toilet,
Yep.
I'm okay with
You're
this."
like, and never mind.
Yeah. I don't have to be a gentleman anymore.
Yeah.
It's
The
too funny.
yeah, it's the post dating hump, I guess you can call it.
I
Where
haven't
it's like,
dated in fucking 4 years.
yeah, but it's still the same thing though, where it's like your initial interactions. You're not really being fake, but you're trying to like,
You put on a facade a little bit, yeah.
yeah, you kind of like try to push down all of your, normal tendencies
Yeah.
because you don't want to
Right.
throw them all at them at once. And
No,
then
of
once you get
course
a little
not.
more settled in, a little more comfortable, then all of a sudden it's just like, all right, well, I feel like saying this, or I feel like sticking it here, or,
Yeah.
whatever.
Right.
And so then it kind of evolves.
It was just, I don't know. Again, it had been 4 years or whatever, and it was funny because Trent, you were saying like with all her talk up to it, you're like, well, I hope she doesn't like blow you off or whatever, or turn into a cold fish.
Right.
No, it was like the moment we got into the hotel room, like minutes. I'm like, okay.
Yep.
I
Which
was
is
like, oh,
good. I was just worried because I've heard all kinds of,
oh no,
you
and
know, oh, I'm gonna sext you and all this and that, and then it's all of a sudden like, and now I want nothing to do with you because we met in person.
well, no, and that's that. I was especially, you know, with some of the challenges with the drinking and stuff. I was like, I was waiting for it to turn into that, and no, it did not. So I was
That's good.
acceptable. I got at least a C average on my score.
Oh, there you go.
Yep. Hear that,
Better than
ladies?
an F.
Vet is bonable.
I am. It might not be great, but it'll get you there. It's like a Ford
Mm,
Focus of cars. You know, it sucks. It's not pretty to look at. Performance isn't great, but it'll get you from point A to point B. Sadly,
that's
mine is a
good.
1980s Ford Focus, and it's having some maintenance issues.
Oh, that's too funny.
Everything can be translated into cars, guns, freaking anything.
Fruit,
Of course.
Yep,
fruit and vegetables. Yep.
yep.
That's too funny. Oh wow, it's already 11:18.
Oh shit, yeah.
I did not realize.
Yeah, I gotta head over to the clinic at 11, so not be
Why
able
did
to
you book
stay on
your
much
senior
longer.
stuff?
Hmm. Well,
Okay.
everyone, I hope you enjoyed listening to how Vet got lucky.
Right? Because Vet's been bitching about it.
Itching up. Oh yeah, I won't lie.
Oh yeah. So the new girl that I'm working with uh actually understood where I was coming from since she's bisexual. When I
Mm.
complain to my guy friends like you or like Shadow or somebody, Puizo or somebody, when I literally complain about not having sex with a girl, I don't know if you've responded like this, Vet, but I know Shadow and Puizo has. They're like, "Well, you're still getting sex," and I'm like, I don't feel like explaining it's not the same thing as having
That's
sex with a woman. Like, it's completely different.
yeah.
So it's
No.
like I'm allowed to bitch and complain about not having sex with a woman for like 7 years.
Yep. Yeah, because it's even different than us complaining about not having sex with a woman.
Right.
That's awesome. Yep.
Um, but it's like I was like, I didn't think you said anything about it, but I know someone had said, "Well, you're still getting sex," and I'm just like, it's not the same. You know,
Yep.
I'm not gonna argue. It's not the same thing.
No, I mean it comes down to sex, like regardless of your orientation or any of that crap. Like if you're not getting something that you would consider a need, then yeah. I mean, it could be that you're having sex with a man, a woman, doesn't matter. If your needs aren't being met, it's a legitimate complaint. And some people don't understand that because they might say, "Oh, well, you're having sexual intercourse, right? So that's all you need." Like, it's still not the same.
Right.
Some people have different needs, and some people just cannot wrap their head around that.
Yeah. Hmm.
Ba, 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 ba,
Okay.
ba.
I think we've been recording for an hour. Huh?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good. I like at least try to make these an hour. So, because I don't cut anything out half the time. Oh crap! I just realized I didn't cut out the whole political thing. Oh well, it's uploaded.
Eh,
It's there.
all right.
I
That,
totally forgot that
eh,
that
Honestly,
that Frank went on a whole the whole
at,
thing.
at least with mine, it's kind of mild because
Right.
oh yeah.
I'm
But
not
no, it's
promoting.
just
Honestly,
funny.
I wasn't really just I wasn't promoting any side or anything. I
No.
was just talking about how the system sucks. So
Yeah.
it's not
Right.
like we're you know
No, no, no. And I'll never
No,
do
but it
we're
was
that.
just too funny because I was like, oh wait, I
yeah
forgot.
yeah. At least we weren't. I was we weren't endorsing anybody.
No, hell
No.
no.
I would definitely not know. But it was just too funny. I was like, wait, I forgot
Yep.
it's already uploaded. It's
Oh well.
done. That's all right. All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us on another episode. And we hope you will join us for another episode. We now have an Instagram. There's nothing on there right now, but if you want to go follow it, it's the same name, Geeks Behaving Badly. I don't think I'm gonna make us a Twitter because Twitter's just not really that great. I think we're just gonna stick with Instagram, Spotify, and YouTube. There are videos on YouTube right now. I will work on the one that we have still, and we definitely need to play Thursday so we can have some more Lethal Company or try a different game or something. Footage, by the way. So I figure we can discuss that on Monday when we play Borderlands.
Yep.
But yeah, so thanks for joining us, and I hope you guys have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.